Why procrastination is hurting your business. Hello, episode 193 of the Marketing for Owners podcast with me, John Butt. If you want to know more about marketing for owners, go to marketingforowners.com, and even better, go to that/71. Got a free gift for you there. But basically, we help small business owners like you and me with little tips every weekday via our podcast to help you progress and to make life easier so that, like yesterday, you're not chasing your tail. But procrastination is, it's the bane of our lives. Now, most people do procrastinate, which is just simply putting stuff off that needs to be done. There are lots of books on it. Funny story, I once bought a book and I never on how to stop procrastinating, and I genuinely have never ever gotten around to reading it, which is kind of irony. I actually lent it to someone else who read the first chapter and never read the rest, but it is a good book. It's yellow, that's all I can remember. But procrastination hurts our business because as small business owners, small teams, we don't have lots of people to do all of the work. Now, if you're Coca Cola or BMW cars or Walmart, you have teams and the owner, the managers, they have staff whose job it is to do the work. So if you have someone whose job it is, they can't really procrastinate because you're going to hold them accountable. But who's going to hold you accountable? Now, what that means is that work that should be done is not getting done. Very simple. Or when it does get done, it's done late. Now, that can have a number of effects. One, you can be working to client deadlines and you can be missing them. Of course, the client may not complain, they may not say anything about it, but I can assure you they notice when you miss a deadline, and eventually they just go somewhere else and work with someone who meets their deadlines. They may love your work, but one day they just don't come back. And quite often, if you have a mixture of clients, you won't notice that they haven't come back until perhaps after a few months you think, why didn't I have any orders from them? Give them a call and they say, yeah, and they'll make up some excuse. They will not say, oh, you're always late, or it's very unlikely that they will, that you're always late. They will just have some excuse for having gone somewhere else. So a lot of the time you won't notice. Now, what about projects? Projects where you're trying to develop things, and that's my issue, is that we have, in the business, we have so many great ideas, so many great things that we want to do, because don't forget, I prefer to model other people's businesses, other people's ideas. If I see something or talk to someone about something that's working extremely well for them and it will interpret into my business, I want to do it. Otherwise, I have the FOMO, the fear of missing out. Yep, we all suffer from that as well. So we'll create a project, but my staff or I already have a full load of work to do. So how is it going to fit in? So we procrastinate on that, or we start it and then procrastinate on parts of it. It doesn't get done. That's an issue. So you have procrastination can help. Can stop clients, it can stop work getting done, important work, and that holds you back, that puts you behind. Now, in one of my businesses, we used to be way ahead of a rival, and in certain aspects of what we do, they are now way ahead of us. And we're catching up, and we will get back once we recognize that, but that was due to letting us get behind on tasks, having overwhelmed, too many things going on that it was impossible to start. There's too much. You couldn't see the wood for the trees. You can come up with any phrase you want. But because you couldn't get couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel, there's another one, then you really couldn't get started. There was just too much. So with this procrastination, one of the most important things is recognizing that that's what's happening. You can call it anything. You can call it overwhelm, laziness, all sorts. I mean, personally, I've always recognized it as laziness in myself, but at the same time, I do a lot more work than a lot of people I know. So perhaps it's not laziness, but it can also be held up with perfectionism. Perfectionism can lead to procrastination. And that's, again, one of my issues is I like things to be just so. Not to the OCD perfectionism level, but I don't like to start things until I know it can be done properly. A lot of people will give the Nike phrase, just do it. No one's looking, no one worries, just do it, improve it later. Now in some aspects we've learnt to do that, but previously, a lot of things that held back was waiting for all my ducks to be in a row. There's another one. But so for instance, with the podcast, I could have started my podcasting probably 2 or 3 months before I finally did. And what it took was I actually have a coach, and I told her that it's something I need to get done, knowing that she'd set me the target to get it started. And I know that if she would set me a target, I would not want to disappoint her. So, a bit of reverse psychology on myself. But that's because I understand my procrastination, and it was holding my business back. It's the same with a course. We're developing a course at the moment. It is going to be late. Now, no one's been given a deadline, but I gave myself a deadline. It's going to be late because I procrastinated at the start. Now, we're all good now, and we're rushing along. But had I not done that, it could have been ready 3 or 4 months ago, and I'd be making money from it. For the last 3 or 4 months, developing, learning, testing, finding new customers, everything that goes with it. So that's holding my business back. So remember, first of all, recognize when you are procrastinating. Recognize what it is going to do to your business, and then try and do something about it. Lots of methods to get around that, and in another podcast, slotted in for probably next week, I will give you a lot of tips of how I have stopped procrastinating and how I get these things done. So I'll come back to that. But today is a Wednesday. Time for a friendly follow. As you know, I like to mention a Twitter handle, someone to look at, watch what they do, learn from, understand what they do, but also to look at their website or blog and their full social media presence, because they are online, they're going to be successful, and that's another one to model. Just see what they do, it may click for you. Today, so my good friend Lynn Terry. Now, her Twitter handle is simply Lynn Terry. Lynnterry. Lynn, I've known her for a few years. She's been online, according to her blog, for about 18 years. I'm sure it's longer than that, but she's been online pretty much since the start. She's an affiliate. She does affiliate marketing. If you go to her website, which is clicknews.com, and that's spelt click, N-E-W-Z, or N-E-W-Z.com. clicknews.com, you'll be able to find her full story, everything she does from there, because she explains it in full. Now, Lynn is lovely. She does lots of videos. She's very talkative. If you see, her fans love her because she's very, very genuine. She's very, very kind. And she's got lovely Great Dane dogs. So you'll learn about a lot about those as well. But she blogs about, on other sites, she blogs about travel, about eating on the go while traveling, sticking to a diet and all sorts. And she earns money from affiliate marketing. But she has a great life. I recommend you go look at Lynn, and you may become her friend too. I'll see you tomorrow.